Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Aviation Cadet, and this is Sabir Shah here again, and with a very heavy heart I'm gonna talk about the mid-air collision over Dallas Executive Airport where 6 of the gentlemen gave their lives. And I have been a big fan of this show. Have been watching the YouTube videos. Haven't been there personally, but have been watching the videos on YouTube because I'm an aviation buff and I love to see what pilots do around, because aviation is not only a profession, it's actually a culture. And in this culture includes the engineers, the mechanics, the janitors, the chefs, everyone, they all take care of the people who fly. So it's sort of a family for me. And whenever a family member is lost, my heart is heavy. So I've seen a lot of analysts and a lot of people on YouTube, especially, talking about this incident. Now, once an incident happens, a mishap happens, what are people's intentions? That has to be checked thoroughly and analyzed. Your intentions should be that these kind of incidents would be reduced in the future. If you are an analyst and you give your analysis in order to prevent these incidents to be happen in the future, then my salute to you. But if you're trying to make a blame game and you want to prove that this one is responsible, this is not, you don't analyze things for this reason. This is like bashing someone. And as I said, it's a whole family. So once you bash a pilot, once you bash someone who was flying that plane, you are hurting a lot of people. Even if it's true, if this bashing is true, you are hurting the people who have lost their beloved ones. So please don't do that. Stop blaming people. Because of this blaming, even the janitor who was cleaning the room of that pilot would be hurt. I've seen my beloved course mates, 2 of them, who gave their lives in the line of duty and got buried in the ground. How much your heart breaks, you have no idea. You might have the idea. But they were not related to me by blood, not related to me by any means. They were just pilots, just aviators. But their loss means a lot to me. And it means a lot to the whole aviation family. So once a pilot loses his life, please don't blame him, because he is you. Whatever he has learned from you. So every single bit of information in him is given by you. So if you blame him, you're blaming yourself. So our analysis should be based in order to prevent these things in the future, not to blame someone and then case closed. So I've seen a few of the analysts, they come up and they say that, oh, this kind of air shows should not have happened, and if they were not in place, then these incidents won't have happened. This show has been this specific, there are thousands of shows around the world, but this Wings Over Dallas, I think it was organized first in 2013. Correct me if I'm wrong. So in 9 years, there was no incident. And on the basis of one mishap, you are suggesting that these air shows should be finished. They shouldn't happen in the future. Come on, man. Go live in a cave in Afghanistan. What do these shows mean? Now see, you could say that it should be more organized. I'm with you, yes, should be more organized. But for 9 years, these people have been doing their jobs perfectly well that on that day, on Veterans Day, the next day of the Veterans Day, there were around 4,000 to 6,000 spectators present over there to see that show, because that reminds them of their history. That reminds of them of their ancestors, what their parents, grandparents, grandmoms, granddads, what have they done for this country, for any nation. I'm not an American, but what they have done is a symbol of honor and pride shown to those people who were not that planned, by the way, what we are at the moment. This show is very organized. There's no doubt about that. It's one of the most organized shows in the world. If you go back and check the videos, how these aviators, they come in, they go out. But again, this is not only about the pilot, it's about all the family, including all of them. They work together. Unity is strength. That's what they show. And they show that their ancestors back then in World War II, what kind of conditions they had. They were not this planned. How many would have died just like P-17 and P-63 flyers? We don't know. So this what reminds us of their sacrifices. So if anyone says that this show should be cancelled, middle finger for it. You know, this tells our kids, the new generation, that what freedom they have at the moment, what was the price paid for that, and how was that paid. This show tells that. And all these kind of shows all across the world, around the world, those people who show their new generations that how you came into being, how you came into this world, you wouldn't have this freedom if those people wouldn't have sacrificed. So that was the first part of my video, giving a shut up call to the ones who are saying that just stop walking on the roads, then more people get killed walking on the road, crossing the streets and in traffic accidents. So stop driving the cars, stop walking on the roads. Would you do that? Why not? Then why are you asking to get a show cancelled? A show that represents that is the symbol of pride for the nations, and you are asking that to be cancelled. Bollocks. So an analyst should work on the things which could prevent these kind of things in the future, so that once the corrections are being made by the pilots and they end up, again, there are no accidents in aviation. There are always miscalculations, there are always mishaps. No accidents. I mean, it's just the miscalculation by the pilot and some of the bad luck involved. So my second portion of the video would be pointing out the probable mistakes committed by the B-17 pilot, and in the future, if a pilot is under the same situation, how would that person react? About P-63 bomber, a lot of people have said a lot of things. Exactly, yes, that he should have initiated his turn earlier. Correct. You see, that's what a pilot should have done. But what if you have initiated late? No one has given a single suggestion about that. So I would try to be short and brief in the video and try to point out the formation 1, the lead formation pilot, his data we would analyze. Then P-63, by the way, it was a formation of 3 aircrafts, so the lead data is not available on any of the websites, but we have the data of P-51 Mustang and P-63 King Cobra and the B-17. So once I'll do the analysis, I would show that how these aircraft from the takeoff, what kind of formation they were in, what did they fly, what heights they were on, and what speeds they were on, and at the time of crash, what happened. So no one has mentioned the role of the BC-17 pilot. So we will talk about that as well with reference to the data available online, the flight path, because that's the only thing which even the investigators would have. There were no CVRs, cockpit voice recorders. There was no FDR available on these airplanes because these were vintages. I mean, they were classical airplanes. And see, again, those people who have lost their families in World War II, they know the importance of these things flying in front of them, because that reminds them of their folks. So let's continue to the video, and one by one we will analyze the data. So I will go with P1 first, the P51, the Mustang, from takeoff all the way till after the crash, and then we'll talk about P63, and then we will compare that P51 and P63 on what phases of flight they were together. And third thing would be B-17. Unfortunately, B-17 heights are not available. We don't know what height B-17 was flying on, but as the data available is enough to assume, again, there are two very respectful and honored departments that are carrying this investigation, and definitely they would not leave even a single shred of doubt to cover all the aspects of this one. And again, their report would not, it would be suggestions, pieces of suggestions, and I'm sure even they wouldn't come up with a suggestion that cancel this show. I can bet my life that even if these 6 aviators, because this is a present incident, if they are resurrected, they come back to life again, and you tell them to do the same thing again, they would do it again. And maybe they get killed again. You get them resurrected again. You do it 1,000 times. There won't be even a single time they would say, no, we don't want to do it. We are scared. No. So I will break this video down in different parts so that we should analyze that one. Because again, as I said, that's the only piece of data we have, nothing else. So it's available, and thanks to the big analysts, those who provide those links, because I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna go switch to the different modes, screen recording mode, and present you P51, the second in lead, P63, the third in lead, the third in formation, and B-17. On what occasions during this whole flight they were together, and what happened in the end. So see you later.